On this, we are joined by Mr. Sabir Shah, political analyst, joining us from Lahore. Mr. Shah, thank you very much for your time. First of all, the Taliban have softened their stance on women's rights, and today they urged women to join a future government. How do you see this statement?
I presume there is a lot of disinformation coming from Afghanistan. I'm not sure about the information that is coming to us. There is a lot of chaos and unrest in rest of Afghanistan. See, I was watching these channels like Russian television, CNN and BBC, and all of them are giving a fairly different news. They are portraying Taliban as being extremely unjust and cruel, which is true in many ways. So we'll have to see for a few days till they form the government, and if they really mean that people from all walks of life should join them, and that they should not be afraid of anything. I mean, it will be pretty evident. Right now, I can see this country of over 32 million people embattled.
Okay, Mr.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, please go ahead.
See, I was just hearing Pentagon has pledged it would evacuate these troubled Afghanis, and that they would send more forces and aeroplanes. No, this is a situation which they should have anticipated beforehand. And we were all hearing that the Taliban are 150 to 200 kilometers away. Now, Americans would also have been hearing all this. This is a distance that you cover in a few hours. How can Biden say that Afghanistan was captured by the Taliban much before they had anticipated? See, it has taken United States some 4 presidents, 2,300 lives, and over $1,000 billion since October 2001 to replace Taliban with Taliban. It's a zero-sum game. They've lost people here. Images coming to us are extremely disturbing and heart-wrenching. You see, the only thing we can seek solace in is that India is out of contention. It's out of Afghanistan after having lost $3 billion. It has set a lot of research and intelligence wing camps, training camps in Afghanistan, all of which stand abandoned now. So this is the only thing we can seek solace in, we can be happy about. Otherwise, I presume Pakistan, its government and establishment are not very sure how will Taliban behave after emerging victorious. They're surely doubting their beliefs and believing their doubts. And nobody can predict. Nobody can air a prophecy. I mean, in case they resort to cross-border terrorism, you and I both know they surely have a lot of sympathizers there in Pakistani mountains. We have been battling them out. So we have lost over 80,000 people and about $150 billion in this war against terror. So we cannot be sure about Taliban's behavior. We cannot be complacent about it. And what do you think? America will digest this defeat easily? Will the NATO digest the defeat easily? No. I think they'll be pressurizing Pakistan to accept all the refugees and create further chaos and pandemonium on its soil. We have already been suffering at the hands of these 3 million refugees whose second generation has grown up here, who have minted a lot of money here, and who've been responsible for a lot of terrorism, in my opinion, in Pakistan. Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Shah, yesterday Biden defended abrupt pullout from Afghanistan despite a criticism from the UK and Germany as well. What's your say on this?
Well, I think history will remember Biden as a good president. He's done well for the Americans. He may not have done well for the Afghans. He has done very well for the Americans. His predecessors, they are solely responsible for wasting $1,000 billion here in Afghanistan. They tried to raise an army with an amount of $89 billion, but failed. They should have known this before. So basically, America has lost 7,036 soldiers in Iraq and Afghanistan during the last 2 decades. 64,000 Afghans have also lost lives in this whole process. There has been an embezzlement to the tune of about $20 billion in Afghanistan. I mean, who's going to be responsible for this? Biden, I think he has done well for the Americans. He has taken the right stance. As far as the other presidents are concerned, I mean, America has been at war for 80% of its history since 1812. So it is a trigger-happy country, and Americans should blame Pentagon, CIA, and its own government, their own governments for all these loss of life. So Biden, I think, has done well. He has taken a good stance. You cannot capture Afghans. They have a history of fighting. They've been fighting here for thousands of years. Nobody has been able to capture them. You see the Red Army coming here for 9 or 10 years, and then retreating back, and it resulted in the disintegration of the former Soviet Union. The British Empire lost a lot of people here. 10,000 of them were alone lost in the 1880 disease here in Afghanistan. You see, these are mountains. They are known to the mountains. Mountains know them. You cannot fight them with weapons alone or with the ammunitions alone. This is just a myth.
Mr. Sabir Shah, political analyst, joining us from Lahore. Thank you very much for your time at Indus News. We really appreciate that.